everyone. My name is Zach Deloach. I'm the Safety and Compliance Manager for Pac-Van. Today we'll be discussing flammable liquids. The purpose of this program is to inform all employees of the hazards associated with flammable liquids in the workplace. We will instruct employees on the safe use, handling, storage, and disposal of these flammable liquids. This training applies to all employees who work with or near flammable liquids and all Pac-Van facilities that use or store flammable liquids. I am responsible for creating and maintaining this program. The branch and fleet managers are responsible for arranging training for all employees, providing them with a copy of this program, and ensuring that all flammable liquids at the branch are in compliance. Employees are responsible for reviewing this program and adhering to all rules and regulations. Flammable liquids present numerous hazards in the workplace. Improper use can cause fires or explosions that lead to severe injury, death, or property damage. To determine if a liquid is considered flammable, employees must know the flash point of the liquid. The flash point is the temperature at or above which a liquid gives off enough vapor that it mixes with the air to create a mixture that can be ignited with a heat source, such as an open flame or spark. The lower this flash point is, the greater the hazard of fire or accidental ignition. Flammable liquids are broken down into 4 categories based upon their flash point, as shown on your screen. This information is spelled out in greater detail in the Flammable Liquid Safety Program. As with any chemical, the safety data sheet will provide all the information you need to know. The category of a flammable chemical will be listed under the Classifications heading of Section 2, while the flash point and the boiling point will be listed in Section 9. Only approved containers and portable tanks should be used for the storage of flammable liquids. Whenever possible, flammable liquid should be stored in the original manufacturer's container. If the flammable liquid must be transferred to another container, consult the attached chart that indicates the maximum allowable storage size of different types of containers. Also note that Pac-Van does not permit the use of plastic fuel cans. All fuel cans should be metal safety cans with a factory mutual or Underwriters Laboratory seal of approval. Flammable liquids can be stored indoors under certain conditions. The stored liquids cannot block exit routes or impede aisles, or be stored in office spaces. If a container begins to leak, it must be immediately transferred outside for transfer to another container. The maximum amount of flammable liquid that can be stored in a single fire area outside of a fireproof storage cabinet is 25 gallons of Category 1, 120 gallons of Category 2, 3, or 4, or 660 gallons of Category 2, 3, or 4 liquid inside of a single portable storage tank. Storage cabinets allow branches to store more flammable liquid in a single location. The maximum capacity of a single storage cabinet is 60 gallons of Categories 1, 2, or 3 liquids, or 120 gallons of Category 4 liquids. Up to 3 storage cabinets are allowed in a single fire area. These cabinets must meet NFPA and OSHA standards and be clearly labeled with flammable, keep fire away markings. The Uniform Fire Code also requires that all storage cabinets have self-closing doors. Additional flammable liquids can be stored outside of the building. These chemicals must be stored at least 20 feet away from the nearest property line and 10 feet away from the nearest street or public way. A maximum of 1,100 gallons may be stored adjacent to the building. The storage area must be designed to contain any spills that occur, and the area must be secured from tampering or trespassing. Housekeeping rules apply outside as well. The storage area must be free of weeds, debris, and combustible materials. Flammable liquids stored inside of a container are subject to the outside storage rules. Our goal is to safely handle and use all flammable liquids so that a fire never occurs. However, if a fire does break out, we must have methods in place to prevent its spread. Housekeeping must be maintained at all times. Aisles must be clear of obstructions, Trash cans should be emptied regularly, and combustible materials should never be stored near chemicals. Fire extinguishers rated at least 12B must be maintained between 10 feet and 25 feet from all flammable liquid storage areas inside of buildings. All flammable liquid storage areas should be clearly marked, and rules banning the open flame, smoking, and hot work in these areas should be strictly enforced. Areas where flammable chemicals are transferred from one container to another should be separated from working areas. Appropriate materials should be maintained on hand for the safe cleanup and disposal of leaks or spills. Before Category 1, 2, or 3 chemicals can be dispensed into a secondary container, the receiving container must be bonded to the dispensing container, and the dispensing container must be grounded. This requirement also applies to non-metallic containers such as polyethylene. Failure to ground and bond containers can result in static sparks capable of causing an explosion. Contact the safety department with any questions concerning the grounding and bonding process. The bottom line is that employees should always consult the safety data sheet prior to taking any actions with chemicals. Sections 2 and 9 will provide information concerning whether or not a liquid is considered flammable, and other sections will provide guidance on how to safely handle, store, use, and dispose of the chemical. Branches should monitor the amount of flammable chemicals they have on hand at any given time to ensure they are compliant with storage requirements. Whenever a new flammable liquid is introduced to the workplace, all employees should be trained on the dangers it poses, as well as procedures for safely handling, storing, using, and disposing of the liquid. As always, this training program is not intended to be all-inclusive. Employees should review the Pac-Van Flammable Liquid Safety Program before submitting their training acknowledgement form to their supervisor. Any questions or comments concerning this program can be directed to your supervisor or myself at the contact information shown on your screen. Thank you for your time and stay safe.